Is there anything else that comes to your mind if you were launching today, what you would make sure to do? Earlier, you mentioned you would have known what to do with guests first and foremost. You would have done the workflow and the intake form a lot sooner, like the landing page that you use. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that our listener can take away? Because I know you're the type of person who likes to give those takeaways that they could take and utilize so that if they're launching a show now, or if they're new into their podcast, they might be able to do that little tweak.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing, as I'm sure you're very familiar with, is Podfade, and just going into this with really a full idea of what you want to give to your listeners, because I've had a lot of people who've either been on my show and go and launch their own and they've already faded. And I've only been at this for a year. So to me, it's kind of mind boggling that they've already faded. So I would say just go into it with the intention of being ready to learn. Cause like at some point, your brain is going to be used up, right? Like it's not like all 86 episodes is something that I just had in my brain when I sat down one day. So I would say one thing with that is also don't worry about being perfect. I think it's really important to have progress over perfection. So I can tell you when I started my solo episodes, I would re-record them like 3 times just because like maybe I stuttered or maybe this or maybe that. Number 1, post-production, lifesaver. And number 2, it's okay to be real. I think we're more relatable if we just like let that out. Now I can sit down and hammer out, 3 to 5 episodes as long as I have an outline with just one straight recording. And so I think really just accepting that and going at it. There's actually a philosophy that if you wait for perfect, like it's not going to happen. But if you launch and you're evolving as you launch, you can really hone in on those things. It's not like I put all my eggs in the basket for my guests when it was this convoluted, crazy onboarding thing. It was just 1 or 2. And then I started realizing there was an easier way. And I wouldn't have known that unless I just started. So that was kind of a lot, but ultimately just dive in head first, be ready to go, enjoy it, and don't fret about being perfect because you're going to continue to learn as you go. And there's resources out there, just like this podcast that you're hosting, that people can come and listen to 10 minutes and have 5 takeaways. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
A long time ago, I was doing more video stuff. And I had this guy who's working at my company with me. His name's Chad. And now he runs all the Facebook ads for all of our clients. So we do editing and post-production and marketing for people that have podcasts. So we try to grow people's shows, and we've done a really good job. Now, Chad, he's this big social media guy, and I was kind of the face of the company, even though I was just 25% of my company. Most people knew my company just as me. That was Chad doing that. And he used to get behind a camera and he would give me a script or he would write something for me. And I continued to mess it up. I always would mess it up. You almost get frozen when you're on video and you're looking right at the camera. And I had the toughest time to do anything in one take. And for some reason, I thought that it had to take one take. And so we might have even spent like 2 hours doing the same exact thing. And we didn't end up with a great product. And then I came to realize something that you just said. Progress over perfection. Don't worry about being perfect. And we are more relatable when we are real. And so I even spelled in my notes relatable with a capital REAL just to make it stand out a little bit different. So if we're being our true selves, then it's going to fit. And so I started focusing, instead of like, how can I just be perfect? Can I make sure to impress people? I changed it to, can I just speak from my heart? Mm-hmm. And then I started doing multiple videos, and I would mess up all the time. But I don't think that it came across as he messed up. I think it came across as he's really trying to help me. And so when you're speaking from the heart, it's easier to understand when you're speaking, trying to be perfect, like you mentioned.